Politics Radio brings to you another TWIT Talk. That's right, a TWIT Talk. Transformation, wisdom, insight, and truth. Here we go.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another, it's been a while, another transformation talk. And the one we try and have fun with from time to time is simply to do a play, kind of a careful, respectful play on the TED Talks phenomenon by saying that we have something similar, but maybe a little bit edgier, maybe a little bit funnier, maybe shorter even, simply called TWIT Talks. And it's been a bit of an experiment. We've done it, we've played with it, we're experimenting with it to see if the idea of, transformation, wisdom, insight, and truth. Because my good friend Joe Pine, both a colleague and obviously a mentor, and was a former student, though he's kind of outgrown that by now, has launched a major book that will, I think, change a lot of things. He was the one, along with his partner, Jim Gilmore, 25 years ago, changed the business vocabulary. It used to be customer service. And after Jim and Joe put together the book called The Experience Economy, work is theater, every business is stage, the term we now hear all the time is customer experience. And I recently had a conversation with somebody in a major organization who had contacted me about something that had gone terribly wrong in my experience. And I just simply told her that I had some relationships in the term customer experience. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it was a friend of mine and some of us who are a little bit older now who actually changed the vocabulary where customer service was replaced by customer experience. And now everybody talks about what was your experience, the customer experience. And Joe was the one, along with Jim, who really helped transform the vocabulary and very much the expectation that it is no longer just about goods and services. It is about transformation experiences that might be important. And Joe and a number of us thought about that for some time, but in the last month, Joe has put all of that life and experience and work together and has launched what he calls, Welcome to the Transformation Economy. And so his proposal is, get this, we now live in the transformation economy, and how are you going to deal with it in your life and in your business and in your career? It is here. Now, there will be obviously controversy about that, and there'll be explanations, and the book is an attempt to really make a strong position and start the conversations and the experiments that will help us all to better understand how the world of markets and marketplaces and how human beings can have a greater life experience, a transforming experience, that they can live lives that are full of human flourishing and good things. And very much he wants to help us begin to do that in a way that is powerful, useful, fruitful, and brings more hope and peace into our troubled world. Well, that's what we are now about, and I thank you for your time and your effort. And I'm just going to thank you right now that some of you are going to look into that. You're curious enough to say, that sounds like something that, since I want to be a leader in my business, leader in the world, leader in my community, I want to give leadership to good things. You'll explore just a little bit of what I've told you in the first 5 minutes here about the transformation economy and how it is being structured, proposed, and promoted, and how it will go and grow. But there will be a lot of things that go along with that, and we are in conversation with many people about how we can kind of have a transformation core of believers, receivers, aspirers, and perhaps guides to help others live this unique and powerful way of life in the future that is right before us right now. Now, what I would like to do very briefly, though, is just simply say, may I challenge you and may I question you, and may I question myself with a few questions that might be helpful to us right now. As I've talked with my friends and talked with Joe, I've said, a lot of the transformations that happen are not ones that we created, not ones that we even wanted. They were transformations that came about or somebody else created, and we have to deal with them. We have to make life work because of what somebody else has done, what is happening, what is changing mightily. Maybe part of our work is not only how to create transformations, but how to deal with those that are already upon us, that are pressuring us, pushing us, attracting us in some way. So that's a little bit of what this is about. So may I just encourage you to do this little work. First of all, we are at war with Iran, and that is going to lead whatever. And it appears that Iran, which has been one of the major players in the Middle East for over 47 years since the Islamic Revolution takeover, that might, with all of the power and influence that organization, that position, that country has had, might be ripped, blasted, blown apart. And that will affect a lot of things. And that's where Donald Trump is making it happen. Whether you like it or not, that's what's happening. And what is happening is that we will continue to deal with the ongoing Trump transformations, whether you like him or not. And obviously, most people are one or the other. Hardly anybody is probably neutral about the man, but he is, I'm going to say this, somewhat of a force of nature. And someone says, how do you stop a force of nature? Well, usually it takes another force of nature. The man is fearless and he is working very hard and he wants to make significant changes in the world, and particularly in the United States and in his own life and legacy and the things that he wants to see change and come about. First of all, in the United States, in significant parts of the world, and maybe in the entire world. So I'm going to ask you to be an honest, as I say, therapist with yourself and deal with what will be your calm, yet quiet, thoughtful, powerful reactions to the Trump transformations. Give that some thought. They are happening. It's going to affect you in some way or another. What will be some of the transformations you may have to make because of that? And what are some of the responses you might take in and make it so? Secondly, AI is everywhere. The people who are now writing books about AI, I always, I got about 4 new books that someone has written about AI, and there's obviously a ton of them. The one I happened to see, I know I will not read because I know the woman who wrote it, and she doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't. She just doesn't. And so I won't pay much attention to that one. But obviously, there are other books and other things, and they are going to give us hundreds, it seems thousands of ways and changing ways of how to deal with AI and use it in our business. Now, I have found, because I am primarily a creator, that it can be very helpful. But I have to be very careful because it is affecting my work in very powerful ways. And that means it'll affect me, and it'll affect my family and the people who are in my circles of influence. I have to be very careful, and I have to do good work. But it is going to affect us all. And so I'm going to simply say to you, what's it all about for you? What is it going to mean for you and your life experience? I was talking to a gentleman. I just admired him. Our heating, ventilation, air conditioning, heating, ventilation, air conditioning system needed work. And he was a nice young man, hard worker up there. He was good. And he asked a little bit about what I was doing. He saw some of my radio equipment and studio things here, and I talked about his life. And what I discovered here was a man who is well educated, can do a lot of things, but right now he has decided that he wants to be an expert in the simple but very, very important and not easy work to do. It's hard work. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. And as he says, there aren't many robots who can do what I do. In fact, I don't think I would ever trust a robot to do what I can do. And you know what? He's right. Where are the places and spaces where you can live a life of independent production and compensation, that the robots are there, the AI is there, but you can use it as you see fit, but it's not going to take you out. Think about that. Thirdly, what that is also doing is I'm telling people it is not necessarily always that you will live in the transformation economy, though you will be affected by it, but we're all going to be affected by what I call the performance economy. And that is going to be vital. That the way we will get a job, the way we will influence others, the way we will sell, the way we will market, the way we will do politics, the way we will do everything is dead tree marketing is dead. When I said that to a woman yesterday, she said, "Oh my goodness, you're right. Who in the world ever reads brochures?" That's right. Pretty dead trees. We are going to have to live and understand that the whole world is a stage and business is a stage, and we have to take the stage and we have to show up, put on a show, and show people not just what we do, but how good we are. How are you going to deal with the transformation from the old marketing way of living into this new performance marketing way of doing the economic work we have to do? performance marketing is the deal. Well, that leads me to another studio, which I'm going to go to. So, you know how I do this. This is just kind of a magic thing, right? We're in the TWIT studio. Well, now we will go, here we are, to the Transformation Zone studio, and that's what we're going to be talking about. All of us are going to have to find ways of doing something in what we call the fourth life stage. The curiosity stage, the impact stage, the wisdom stage, the transformation stage of life. That's the zone of life that we're all going to be affected by, that is going to ask us to join, to experience. So how are you going to find someone to help you deal with all the things that are coming in the transformation zone? And so part of what I'm doing right now is trying to hopefully be helpful, but also quote something I'm going to teach all of you to do. You all need to become not just people who look and seek and interview for positions of work and authority. You're going to have to become performers. You're going to have to become auditioners. That everything you do in life and business is you are auditioning in some way for a new role, a new position, a new responsibility, or a preservation of one that you want to keep because it is good for you. We cannot stand still. We cannot be too calm, even though we have to be somewhat calm, but we have to be concerned and we have to be slightly on the creative edge of life if we're going to make it in the transformation zone that is very much upon us. Thank you for your time. TWIT Talk has been a little bit longer, but it's been less than a TED Talk, but I hope this is being helpful to you. And I'd love to be in a position, along with my friend Joe and many others who are working in this field, we can help you in life and business to make your mark, to make your life, to help you have meaning and purpose and flourishing in the transformation zones that we are now in the world today. Reach out to me, Stan at witradio.net, Stan at witradio.net. All the best and blessings to you. That's right. Right now, do a lot of that. Do a lot of, as I say, singing in the night, praising the providence that has given you good opportunities, and of course, to be always ready to make your mark and to bless others. We're going to talk about blessing chips, grace chips, in a talk we'll probably do this weekend. Grace chips. What could that be? Thank you for your time. Till next time. Bye for now.